Well, ladies and gentlemen, quite a lot of you have been asking me to speak to Guido again about what is going on with, well, what has gone on with Ralf Rangnick. So here he is. I suppose this is it's not really a chat I thought we were going to have, Guido. Is it something that you expected to happen with Ralf Rangnick at Manchester United?
Yes, I think after the interview from Ten Hag, it was for me it was very clear that is the end of the relationship between Ralf Rangnick and Manchester United. Ten Hag is a good coach, and he's old enough. And when he thinks that he's able to copy all the things to solve all the problems without Ralf Rangnick, then okay, just do it, my friend, just do it.
Well, that is exactly what he's decided to do. From me as a fan looking at what's happened, it seems like Manchester United never gave Ralf Rangnick clarity on what that consultancy role was. I don't think anybody or Ralf really knew what it was. And obviously that led to the whole situation with the Austria job. And then
Yes,
the club was still saying that he could do both roles at the same time. And it seemed like the final straw, as you say there, is Eric Ten Hag coming in and saying, no,
yes.
I can do this all myself. Have you had the opportunity to speak to Ralf? Obviously, he's starting, I think, this week, isn't he, with the Austria job straight away?
Yes, we had
Um,
only yes, we had some short messages, and I think I'm very sure that he's sad about the situation. He wanted to bring his knowledge in Manchester United. Perhaps Ralf is not a diplomat. He tell the board and the fans the truth about all the problems from Manchester United, and I think okay they hear the opinion from Ralf. They know now what to do, and they think, okay, thank you, Ralf. We just do it without you. And Ralf is a man. He needs the power from the board, and he needs the trust. They didn't trust him at all to 100%, and therefore, I think it's the decision to finish this relationship. It's without alternative, and to be honest, it's also good for his job in Austria, because when he will lose one match with Austria, everybody says, "Oh, he's with his mind on the not Anfield Road, on Manchester United." You know what I mean?
yeah. Um, do you uh, do you feel like that consultancy role, was there ever a chance of it happening? Because for me, it seems like almost, because when Ralf Rangnick was originally offered the job in the first place, that consultancy role wasn't part of that first job offer. And then it came in. And for me, I'm a bit, I'm sad that we've lost the voice of Ralf Rangnick.
Yes,
I think the way that he spoke, we spoke about it from the very beginning, how honest he was in the way he spoke about the board, the runnings of the club, the players. Do you think he I suppose went too far in what he was saying? He was saying that we need to sign 10 players. He wasn't naming anybody, but he was speaking very, for someone who spoke so politely at the beginning.
yes.
As the season progressed, it got a little bit more direct, if you know what I mean, with Ralf Rangnick. Do you think that didn't help him? Maybe.
I don't know exactly, but your opinion is my opinion. I think when Ralf came to Manchester United, it was part of the deal that he will play the consultant's role after half year as a coach. And I think also the results in the last few weeks weren't so positive, weren't so good. Perhaps if he win every match, the last 5 or 6 matches, then it's other position for him. I think they they got the best from Ralf, and they got some good information from Ralf, and now they want to create a new club without Ralf Rangnick. And I think you are totally right. The voice was important for Manchester United, and it could be important in the future, but it's finished.
So something that we've heard, Guido, throughout Ralph's time, obviously, when he first got the job, he wanted to bring in Lars Kornetka from Lokomotiv Moscow, and he's now working with him, I believe, as Austria's assistant manager. And he brought in Chris Armas and Sasha Lense, and I can't remember the name of the other ones. But
Yes.
how happy was he with the with the setup at Manchester United. You speak about how much he enjoyed his time at in Manchester, but
yes,
from the way it sort of spectacularly failed towards the end, you know, in terms of football results, it was really, really poor. And that's the thing that frustrates me about Ralf Rangnick and the situation, is because I thought we hadn't even used his strengths yet. His strengths were what was coming next in the consultancy role, right? But we've now got rid of him.
yes.
Sorry, what can you offer us any sort of insight into what has really happened behind the scenes? Because I think there's a lot of frustrated United fans for the fact that Rangnick's not going to be a voice in this new United going forward.
Yes, I hear you're a great fan from Ralf. Me also. I love him and I respect him. I think that the setup, I think it wasn't a setup problem in the coaching team. I think it's the most important thing was that this squad wasn't able to bring a performance every week to win matches in the Premier League or in the Champions League. And there are many egoism players. They think about themselves and not enough team players in this squad, and also not enough perhaps pace in the defense. And also, I don't know Cristiano Ronaldo. Sometimes I think he's part of the problem. One match and 3 goals later, I think, oh, he should stay for 10 more years. I think they have to build up a new team and a new strength, new power. Perhaps Ten Hag is able to do it, but it's not okay what they did with Ralf Rangnick. They got his best, and he lived 24/7 hour and days for this club, and he loved, and he's still loving Manchester United. And I think the end is not okay for this man.
You've obviously managed to have a few short messages with Ralf. Do you think that in the goodness of time, say in 6 weeks, in a month, in a couple of months' time, would you expect anybody to be able to interview Ralf and for him to give a sort of honest assessment on what happened, or do you expect him to sort of keep that to himself?
Oh, some things he is keeping for himself, but he's the man. He loves to speak the truth, and you heard some interviews. He speak about the problems from Manchester United, and with open heart. I think he said it's an open heart operation. Yes, and I think this is very important for the board and for the fans to hear the truth about the club. This legendary club plays only on the 6th or 7th place in the Premier League. It's a disaster, and I don't know. Sometimes Ralf is he's also a man in an interview. You speak about 5 or 6 weeks, perhaps he will tell the whole truth about his time in Manchester. But it wasn't for him. It never feels like 100% emotion for his knowledge, and they didn't trust him at all. And Ralf needs to create things. He needs the power also from the board, and I think this power wasn't there, never.
Yeah, so I mean, and that was going to be on my next question. His relationship with the powers that be behind the scenes at Manchester United. Do you know if he had any sort of direct and good relationship with the likes of John Murtough, who is our football director, with obviously Joel Glazer, who's our board? You're saying that they never really had 100% trust in Ralf and what he was doing, and I suppose therefore the idea of the consultancy role was never going to happen, was it?
I don't know this exactly, my friend. I know exactly. I know that Ralf is very sad about this ending. It was a dream comes true for him to be a manager from this biggest club in the world. And but on the end, for himself, with his new job, it's better to go away, to finish this part of this life with Manchester United, and you have to concentrate on this match. He has to focus on this deal with Austria, and I think Manchester United will ever stay for the rest of his life in his heart, deep in his heart.
Do you think anything that's when Erik ten Hag came in, he never met with Ralf Rangnick face to face, but they had a 2-hour conversation over the phone. I think that was when Ralf was back in Germany and Erik was back in Amsterdam. Do you think that Erik ten Hag will listen to anything that Ralf said, or do you believe that the way that Erik ten Hag is operating, he wants that pure and total control, and he doesn't really want to listen to a man who's just been, I suppose, released by the club?
I think Ten Hag is a good coach, and he has also some experiences also, and some victories with Ajax Amsterdam. But in my opinion, it's not so intelligent to say in an interview, I don't need Ralf Rangnick, and this was the essence from the interview. That means, okay, I just manage it on my way, and I don't need consultants like Ralf Rangnick. Okay, I told you, just do it, Mr. Ten Hag. I wish all the best.
But look, Guido, I've really, really enjoyed our conversations that we've had over the time with Ralf Rangnick, and genuinely, I do wish Ralf the best. I'd like to think that maybe further down the line, maybe you can help and we can get Ralf Rangnick on here for an interview, because I'd love to speak to him. I'd love the opportunity to speak to him. We can have a little chat together. But look, I'm frustrated. I wouldn't say the word upset. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with how it ended. I didn't think it was going to end the way it was ending. I suppose the writing was on the wall in the fact that role was never clarified on him. One thing I would ask you there, the Austria job. Now, when he first came in to take the role at Manchester United, it was the idea of just going into a consultancy role after. And when the Austria job came up, everybody was confused as to how is he going to do both jobs at the same time? Was Ralf taking that job? Was that a consequence of only being offered 6 days a month in terms of the consultancy role? Was it his intention for that consultancy role to be full time? How did the Austria job come about? Because it seemed a bit strange, really.
It is strange. The Austrians were searching a new coach, and Ralf Rangnick is very respected in Austria, also in the Bundesliga, and he made Red Bull Salzburg to a very good and quick and also successful club, and therefore they asked him, and I think a few weeks ago, and Ralf said yes. I think he knows in this time, or he knew in this time, that it will end with Manchester United, and to be honest, to make both jobs, it's not possible. It's not possible, especially for Ralf Rangnick, because he's a 100% man for one team, for one squad, and I think no, two jobs. It's not possible for no one. But I'm also frustrated, and I think Ralf is also frustrated. This is the end. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's no class. No, I think I there's no respect for this great man.
I think what I would say, I probably speak for quite a lot of United fans when I say this. I'd like to thank Ralf for the honesty that he had, because it's given a bit more clarity on the problems. Is that Ralf ringing there? Maybe it's Ralf ringing.
No. Yesterday in the night some short messages. He's here in Austria with the squad in the trainings camp, and I watched television as a big Servus TV from Austria, and it was about Ralf Rangnick 1 hour. Some experts like Herzog and Bubble, they spoke about Ralf Rangnick, and they said it's a great man, and he's able to bring Austria back in the world class.
I mean, if we're being completely honest, that his time as a manager of the club and the performances we saw, it was terrible. It wasn't good, and I wish him the best at Austria, and I hope that he can get more out of those players, that they can play his style that he wants to, that he was never able to achieve at United. But yeah, fingers crossed, further down the line we can get Ralf on here me, you, and Ralf can have a chat. I keep calling him Ralf instead of Rangnick. Maybe on first name terms. But look, thank you
And
for your time.
he also respected you. He told me.
Yeah, so I remember you told me that. That was wicked, man. It's cool to know that. Yeah, he's got admirers in United fans. I think a lot of us are frustrated we can't have his voice going forward. But look, we've got Erik ten Hag in. We have to trust him going forward, right? And that's what Manchester United have done. But I do wish Ralf Rangnick the best, and I want to thank him for just that open and honest approach that he had, even if he couldn't get the results with the players. But yeah, and I thank you as well, Guido, for all your time you've given me over the season, and I wish you the best. And I hope we speak again soon, eh?
You're welcome.
Just,
sorry for my English. I'll work on it.
You always apologize for your English. You never need to. You need to stop apologizing.
I hate my English. In Germany, I'm so lovely and so intelligent. But yes, okay.
Good luck. Thank you very much.